Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 16. Azato vidyate bhavo, nabhavo vidyate sada, abharapi drasthontas. TV and AO state Vadarsiva. Translation. Those who are serious of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent there is no endurance, and of the existent there is no cessation. This, serious have concluded by studying the nature of both. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 20. Najayat mrayat vakadasan, na vadvabhadavanabhuya, ajonityu purano, na hanyurit hanumain sarayar. Translation. For the soul there is never birth nor death. Nor, having once been, does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, undying and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 22. Vasamsi jurnani yathavahaya, navani granani naro parani, tathasarirani vahaya jurnani, anyani samyadi navani di. Translation. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly, the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 23. Nainam chandanti sastrani, nainam dahati pabagga, nakanam kade ayati apo, nasozayati maruta. Translation. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 24. Achidyoyam adahoyam, akaladyo sasyayivaka, nityusarvagatasthiner, akaloyam sanatana. Translation. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, all-pervading, unchangeable, immovable and eternally the same. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 27. Jitasya hydruvalmritir, druvam janmamritasya ka, tismadapraharyarvya, not vam sosat marhasi. Translation. For one who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 47. Karmani avadakarasti, ma falasu katakana, ma karma falahacharbur, mati sangalesti via karmani. Translation. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 2, Verse 48. Yogas takuru karmani, sangam tayak vadananjay il, sijyazita samabhadva, samadham yoga asat. Translation. Be steadfast in yoga, O Arjuna. Perform your duty and abandon all attachment to success or failure. Such evenness of mind is called yoga. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 3, Verse 21. Yad yad akarati sresthas, tat devataro jana, siyat pramanam kurut, lokas tadenu vartate. Translation. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 3, Verse 22. Nami parthasti kartavyam, trisalokasukankana, nanavaptamavaptavyam, varta evaka karmani. Translation. O son of Pritha, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three planetary systems. Nor am I in want of anything, nor have I need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in work. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 3, Verse 23. Yadihayam navadyam, jatakarmani atandrita, mama vartmanu vartant, manasya parthas arvasa. Translation. For, if I did not engage in work, O Partha, certainly all men would follow my path. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 3, Verse 35. Srayam spadharmo viguna, Paradharmataspyanastat, Spadharmanam Sreya, Paradharmadhammayavaha. Translation: It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though they may be faulty, than another's duties. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous. Bhagvadgita, Chapter 3, Verse 37. Sri Bhagavan Kama Isakrata Asay, Rajoguna Samadbhava, Mahasino Mahapatma, Vidyanamai Avaranam. Translation: The Blessed Lord said, "It is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material modes of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring, sinful enemy of this world." Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 3, Verse 38. Huminavrayirat Vahner, Yathadarso Malanika, Yapalbinavritagarbas, Tathatanadamavritam. Translation: As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, similarly, the living entity is covered by different degrees of this lust. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 3, Verse 42. Indrayani Paraniyahar, Indra Iba Paramana, Manas is 2 Parabuddha, Yo Buddha Paratas 2 Sahash. Translation: The working senses are superior to dull matter, mind is higher than the senses, intelligence is still higher than the mind, and he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 3, Verse 43. Avam Buddha Param Buddha, Samsabhayatmanam Jayisatramahabaho, Kamarupam Durasadam. Translation: Thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to material senses, mind and intelligence, one should control the lower self by the higher self and thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 4, Verse 7. Yada yada hi dharmasya, Glanir bhavati bharata, abhyathanama dharmasya, tadatmanam srajamiyaham. Translation: Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I dissent myself. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 4, Verse 8. Paratranaya sadhanam, Vinasaya Kaduskratam, Dharmasam Stapain Arathaya, Sambhavami Yuj. Translation: In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 4, Verse 34. Tadvidi pranapatna, paraprasthana shavaya, Upadix yanti tijnanam, jnanina stadvadarsana. Translation: Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 5, Verse 18. Vidyavinaya sampan, Brahmain gabi hastini, Sunik Vaspapeka, Pandita Samadarsana. Translation: The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog and a dog-eater, outcast. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 5, Verse 22. Yihai Sams Parsaya Bhaga, Dukayanaya Ivati, Adiantam Thakantiyam, Natasur Amit Buddha. Translation: An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 6, Verse 30. Yo mam pasyati sarvatra, sarvam kame pasyati, tasyaham na pranasyami, sakami na pranasyati. Translation: For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Bhagavad-gīta, Chapter 6, verse 35 Sri Bhagavadgita asamsaya mahabaho, manod ernigram abhyasina tu kantiya, virajina kagrayat. Translation: The blessed Lord said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by constant practice and by detachment. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 7, Verse 3 Manasyanam sahasresu, kasaditati sade, yatathame pi siddhanam, kasanam veditatvata. Translation: Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 7, Verse 19 Bahanam janmanamanti, jnanavanam prapanyate, vasudavasarvamitti samohatmasu durlabha. Translation: After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 8, Verse 1 Arjuna Yuvaka kim tad brahma kim adayatmam, kim karma purasatama, adibhatam ka kim praktam, adadivam kim asate. Translation: Arjuna, I inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the Self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. Bhagavad-gita, Chapter 8, Verse 14 Ananya siddhasatatam, yo mem smarati nityasa, tesaham salabha partha, nityaktasya yojana. Translation: For one who remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement and devotional service.